trying to decide exactly what rapid service would look like. So, you know, we're going to buy a building, we're going to lease a building.
Okay, hello everyone, thank you for coming. Bonjour tout le monde. Merci pour d'être venu aujourd'hui. Il fait chaud, mais il faut faire ce qu'on peut. My name is Marielle Gauthier. I am the Associate Minister for the French and the Chip Language Protection Program for the Manitoba Métis Federation. Bonjour, je m'appelle Marielle Gauthier. Je suis le ministre associé de la langue française et Métis de la Fédération Métis du Manitoba. I will be your master of ceremonies for today. For today's announcement is a historic one for the Red River Métis and for the parish of St. Boniface, right here in the homeland of our people. Je serai maîtresse de la cérémonie pour l'annonce aujourd'hui dans cette historique paroisse métisse de la Rivière-Rouge de Saint-Boniface, en plein cœur de notre patrimoine. Today we are announcing a federal investment towards housing priorities to improve the lives of the Red River citizens. This is just one of the ways the MMF is working to meet the housing needs of the Red River Métis. As is our tradition, we always start with an opening prayer, and our elder Linda St. Cyr will be doing that. Can you call you up, Linda St. Cyr? Sarah? Can I get everybody to stand?
Good afternoon, everyone. It doesn't seem that long ago that I was here doing the opening and closing prayer for the breaking of the grounds for this beautiful building. And it's my honor and pleasure to be here again today to offer the prayers for this important event. I'd like to acknowledge first that we are on Treaty 1 territory and the homeland of the Red River Métis. Please join me. God, our Creator, thank you for giving us this day, for the gift of life and for abundant blessings. Thank you, Creator, for your blessing on everyone here today. We believe in your goodness and kindness with all of our hearts. Please be with us as our guide and Savior as we begin this very important event. We thank you for the opportunity to gather on this beautiful day that you've given us. May everything we do with your inspiration and continued help. This we pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Linda, for the wonderful prayer. As always, you always do such a good job. Now we'll turn it over to our distinguished guests. They're going to be coming up here one at a time to speak. I would like to start by introducing the Honorable Minister Mark Miller, who is Minister of the Crown Indigenous Relations and Member of Parliament for la Ville Marie-le-Sud-Ouest de Québec. I invite Minister Miller to come up. J'aimerais inviter le ministre de venir.
Bonjour à tous et merci pour la reconnaissance territoriale de l'aîné et la reconnaissance de la langue française et le métis. Aujourd'hui, toujours important de promouvoir les belles langues de notre pays. I want to thank President Chartrand as well, who was unable to be with us today. Housing Minister Will Gooden in particular for the lunch, but also for his presence today, and the members and ministers of the Cabinet of the Manitoba Métis Federation for inviting me to join you here today. This is much more than simply, sometimes we call echo announcements, which reiterate budget commitments that we've made. The amounts that we are announcing today that will piggyback on really historic amounts that have been made in infrastructure and housing over the last few years are very important, and the specific number today for the Manitoba Métis Federation was not known until very recently. So it's also an occasion to not to pat each other on the backs as governments. The people we serve don't necessarily like to see that. It's important to highlight it, but also important to be here and actually celebrate the workers that are building this and thank them for the work they're doing, as well as the people that will be beneficiaries of that. So being on the ground and meeting some of you people is key to the work that we all do, because at the end of the day, you put us here and you take us out. So I thank you for being able to do that in an appropriate location, because we're making announcements across the country with lots of money, but it doesn't mean anything to anyone until it's actually built. And I think that's one of the things that we have to recognize the Manitoba Métis Federation as having done. There's money that's been committed, but you've been able to deliver and actually build them. And I think will touch on that later. It's about our relationship and moving it forward, but also putting money where our mouths are and delivering on the ground. So a building like this doesn't come out of thin air. It comes with a lot of hard work and sweat. And more importantly, it'll actually serve people who've been looking for housing for far too long. It's a commitment to how deeply you take your commitment to your people. It's always been about serving communities, and we know the housing deficit that exists across Canada, and frankly the housing deficit that has existed disproportionately with respect to the Métis around the country. Today, it is my pleasure to announce an investment of $31.5 million over the next 7 years, specifically from Budget 2022, which was announced recently, for your housing priority, for the housing priorities of Red River Métis. And we know it's put to good resources, not because we're standing beside a building that's evidence of that, but as well as the strategic investments that have been made in nearly over 60 Métis housing projects across Manitoba. And it really demonstrates the leadership that's been put to bear on this. These resources will help, although they're not enough, and we'll touch on that, will further support the great legacy of investments in housing the organization has not only done over the last 5-6 years, but over the 50 plus years that you've been advocating that every single Red River Métis citizen has access to suitable, safe, and culturally appropriate housing to build more projects like this that are also underway and built by folks that have pride in what they're doing, to instore a sense of dignity in something, and having a roof over your head, which is a material thing, but also something that is deeply profound in keeping you safe, and that's something our government's committed to. There's funding announcements like this going on around the country. They're each unique, and they're each unique to your reality. And I get a very privileged opportunity to stand here and lift up people who put me here, but also who advocate for more. So this isn't about just one announcement, it's about standing here and listening to you advocate and continue to advocate fiercely, not fearlessly and forcefully for your rights and your rightful place here. And I am just a small part of that, so thank you so much for that welcome. Je vous remercie infiniment pour l'accueil. C'est un accueil chaleureux, non par la chaleur physique nécessairement, mais par l'engouement que vous portez aux enjeux, que vous continuez à porter aux enjeux, puis c'est grâce au leadership du MMF. Je vous remercie beaucoup. Merci. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Miller. Merci beaucoup. Now I have the great privilege of introducing our Minister Will Godon. He's the Northwest representative for his Southwest, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Southwest region, and also Minister of Housing and Property Management. He's a good friend of ours, and he does a great job at what he's doing. So can I get you to come up here?
Thanks, Marielle, and thank you, Linda. I think Linda and I have known each other for a long, long time. Can I say it's before you were an elder? Yeah, and I was just a young punk learning how to operate within the MMF. But thank you so much for your prayer. It is an important thing that we do as a people, is to when we do that, we honor our ancestors, we honor our nation, we honor the land that we're on, and I think I want to say thank you for that. And Marielle, thank you so much for agreeing to MC. Really, really appreciate that, coming all the way from Southeast and helping us out here. It's very much appreciated. So hello, Tanchikiawa. My name is Will Goodon. I am the Minister of Housing and Property Management for the Manitoba Métis Federation, and I am going to take a minute here to attempt a Michif paragraph. So, but any Michif speakers who are listening live or will see this later, please forgive me because it will not be perfect. En mazun saf kena wemau nu famille pinut vieux. Gitcheta hitin ein tushkeyen por nu president pi kiawa akushi nut zanfan. Ka akikiwak saf pi nu vieux ka kiska hitamak and shak hayakok. My apologies, that was my attempt. And what I said was a safe home protects our families and our elders. I'm so proud to work on behalf of our president and all of you so our children grow up safe and secure, and our elders will know that we love them. Thank you so much for coming out today for this important and exciting announcement, and welcome to the national homeland of the Red River Métis. I want to say thank you again to our elder, our MC, and of course our federal partner, Minister Mark Miller. It was not long ago that we were known as the road allowance people. Our land was stolen and we had nowhere to go. Today, housing is still front and center for Métis families everywhere in the current province of Manitoba, and in my travels to Métis communities across our homelands, which is no longer defined by colonial, provincial, or international borders. I have heard the needs of our elders, our families, students, special needs citizens, and so many more. Our Métis government is dedicated and committed to providing and developing a continuum of housing and housing supports that meet the needs of Red River Métis citizens, including seniors, elders, family housing, homelessness supports, first-time home purchases, and much-needed repairs to Métis family homes. These long-term commitments, built through a framework of nation-to-nation, government-to-government partnership with the Government of Canada, are an excellent start to tackling our nation's housing needs. And they are essential to helping us continue to serve Red River Métis citizens in one of the most important areas of life, safe and secure homes in our own homeland. So I'm going to brag a little bit here. I warned the minister a little bit that I was going to talk about all of the things that are in place, are in progress, that we're doing here with the MMF Housing Department. So I want to talk a little bit about the First-Time Home Buyers Program, the First-Time Home Purchase Program. This is one of our most exciting programs and was the brainchild of our president, David Chartrand. I know that he has teased Prime Minister Trudeau about the effectiveness of our program and that we could lend it to Canada if necessary. I got these numbers a couple of days ago, so I think there may be close, but maybe a little bit more. So the numbers that I have here are 697. I would say as of today, there will be almost 700 Métis families in a new home because of this first-time home purchase program. Can you imagine? 700 homes, 700 families. Close to 1,500 people are living under a roof now because of this. We have over 1,200 applications received. $9.4 million has been dispersed and $11 million committed to our first-time home purchase program. Here's some big numbers now. $150 million in mortgages have been secured because of this. $37 million in additional economic impacts. People need to buy sofas. People need to buy lawnmowers. These things add on to the economy here in Manitoba, and we're so happy to be able to contribute not just to Manitoba, but to our country. And here's another great number. Just for this program, 324 jobs created because of this first-time home purchase program. Another feather that we like to brag about is our home repair program. We call it the Home Enhancement Loan Program. It's a loan, but it's a forgivable loan. So the MMF has always been about listening to our citizens. So when President Chartrand heard our families say that they needed a bit of assistance to repair their homes, we listened. And when the province of Manitoba, although we are friends with them now, they have cut all their repair programs. The Manitoba Métis Federation stepped up. We provide up to $18,000 for Métis families and their homes living in the South. Because of the cost of living and cost of goods, we provide $25,000 for repairs in the North. Completed or currently under construction, 690 homes. Total spent or allocated in our repair program, $10.6 million. The number of applications we have received, 1,536. So we have a long ways to go. And I'm glad the minister mentioned that this funding announcement that we have today, I'm so thankful for it. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to brag, is because the need is still there. This will help immensely, but we want to talk to him and his colleagues and his leader about the continuing needs that will be so much needed as we move forward in helping our citizens. So there's a few projects I wanted to talk about as well. Right in front of us here we have the Eugenie Street Sixplex. There's going to be 6 apartments for families here, Métis families, right in the heartland, right in the historic Métis community of St. Boniface. We have built a duplex in St. Ambrose. And we're going to be doing a ribbon cutting shortly, so if any's media here, we're going to ask you to come out for that maybe in another week or 2. As well as Binscarth, we have 2 duplexes out there, and they are full of our elders as we speak. Portage la Prairie, we have built 2 duplexes there for seniors and a triplex for families. What's really neat about that one is they're right across the street from each other. And there are seniors living on one side and their family is living on the other side. It's becoming a community. And that is, again, what the Manitoba Métis Federation is all about. Right from 1997, President Chartrand's first campaign, he talked about families. Not about individuals, not about communities, those are important, but the family is the root and that base, that foundation of all that we are as a nation. We're going to be building another 6-plex in Dauphin. We have multiple units throughout Manitoba as well with affordable housing. Binscarth, Brandon, Dauphin, Ericsdale, Point Douglas, St. Eustache. One of the things, we went for lunch at the Bistro on Notre Dame, a Métis-owned cafe, and if you haven't been there, please, everyone who's watching on TV, everyone who's sitting here, go have lunch or supper there. It's Métis-owned, the people are wonderful, and the food was phenomenal. But anyways, we're talking there, and right beside it, we're going to be building what we're calling the Midship Manor. And the Midship Manor is, to be helpful in describing it, it's going to be like a Métis Ronald McDonald House. We're getting funding from a couple different sources. I think we could use a little bit more, hint, hint. But that is going to be right next door, and it's right across the street from the Health Science Center. As we know, Children's Hospital is there, the Women's Pavilion is there. Those kinds of things, when our people who are in rural or remote areas, when they need help, when they need a place to stay, rather than spending $150 or $200 a night at a hotel, they have a culturally appropriate place, safe place for them to stay, close to where they're going to be getting their health services. We're also building a transitional housing center for children who are aging out of care. Ages, I believe, 21 to 24. We're building 12 one-bedroom apartments. This is going to be off of Henderson Highway. We're looking very closely. Sometimes there's red tape at the permit level, at the city level, and we're trying to cut through that as we speak, but that should have a groundbreaking anytime now as well. A couple of the big projects we've announced not too long ago. We are building a 49 apartment complex in Selkirk, right on the river. So when you wake up in the morning and you have your coffee, you're going to see the Red River. You're going to see the pelicans and the seagulls and the fishermen coming by your place there. 55 plus is what it's going to be, and I tell you, I have phone calls almost every week, people wanting to know how they can get their name on the list. We're also going to be building an identical 55 plus 49 apartment unit, apartment block, again off of Henderson, where the old Roxy Lanes was. We have some of our staff here today, and I want to give a big shout out to everyone who works for housing. For those of you who are from the MMF who don't work for housing, don't take this the wrong way, but MMF Housing is the best, and I love every one of you. You guys are awesome. So I'm going to ask all of our housing staff to stand up for a minute here, because I want the minister to see the people who are delivering to our citizens. So let's give a round of applause for our housing team. One of the yeah, you guys can go ahead and sit down. One of the big projects that we're doing right now, and very happy to partner with the City of Winnipeg through the Rapid Housing Initiative, is our Homelessness Support Center that is currently being built at 670 Main Street. We already have a support location on Selkirk Avenue, but this is going to be a model, I think, and I want to say thank you again to our staff for pushing it, for designing it, for building it, for lobbying me and helping me lobby others to get this thing done. There's going to be wraparound supports. There's going to be a housing first model. Carrie, how many micro units are we got there?
16 studio and 4 2-bedrooms.
16 studio and 4 2-bedroom locations there. It's right on Main Street. It's about a block from the home office of the Manitoba Métis Federation. Really, really excited for that. We're looking at a November-ish opening for that. So, you know, if the minister's in town, I'm sure we'd love to have him down for that as well. There's lots of other things happening, and apologize for taking such a long time, but I'll try not to breathe in the next little while here. Other builds that we're doing. We have a construction department within our housing department. We're building daycares in Dauphin, St. Eustache, St. Laurent, Swan River, The Paw, Winnipeg, Thompson. Overall, we will be building 14 daycares for Métis kids throughout Manitoba. Really happy about that. Oh, and one of the other things that we're doing is a huge Northwest Regional Office in Dauphin. It's a 3-story, thousands of square feet, and it will be like if you drive into Dauphin, it will be one of the first things that you see when you drive in, and it will be the very prideful place for us to call our own. So, last but not least, I just wanted to talk again about jobs. We make sure that when we are building houses, when we are building daycares, and when we are doing the repairs program, even when we are doing the first-time home buyers, we look for Métis contractors. Métis contractors to help repair your roof. Métis contractors to help build our duplexes. It's been estimated that including the first-time home buyers, jobs created, all the repairs jobs created, all of the construction jobs created, 1,300 to 1,500 jobs have been created by the Manitoba Métis Federation. So these are just a few of the accomplishments that we've been able to tackle over the next few years. There's a lot of ideas out there. There are regions like the Southeast, like Thompson. One of the things I did forget was this big development in the PAW. We're building triplexes and duplexes for seniors and families. We're building a daycare. We're building a park. We're building an edible forest. We're building, it's going to be a development all of our own, over $10 million investment in that one as well. So as I said, stay tuned. There's a lot more coming down the pipe. Lots of people talking to me. I tell you, I have never had more friends than I have now when I'm the Minister of Housing with a few extra $1 million now. I'll even have more friends. Mayors in Brandon and Portage, everybody wants to talk to me. As I said before, unlike other Métis groups, we are building. We are building new housing stock. This has been identified by the National Housing Strategy. It's important that we understand that, one of the things that Canada is facing is housing and rent affordability. And one of the best ways to do that is to build new stock. And we're very proud to say that we're partners with Canada in doing exactly that, and doing what our Prime Minister asked us to do, and what our Minister has asked us to do. So thank you very much. So again, it is with deep gratitude that I want to say thank you to our partners, the Government of Canada, Prime Minister Trudeau, Minister Mark Miller, for recognizing this incredible work. The additional funding will help us accomplish much more. But I want to put this on here that I guarantee I will not stop twisting the Minister's arm. We have so much to do, and there is so much need, and we will never rest until we work for every single Métis citizen who needs help and support in housing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Will Goodon. You do an exceptional, great job of what you're doing. Keep it up. And of course, your department, I'm sure you can't do it without your department behind you. So thank you, merci. As you can see, the MMF works very hard to find new, innovative housing solutions to match the diverse needs of our citizens. We know that housing is a priority for our people. Your Métis government will continue to work hard to deliver our citizens. Never forget that your Métis government has your back. I will now ask Elder Linda St. Cyr Sarek to come and do the closing prayer. Okay. Okay.
Mr. Goodall, you want to come up and do some gifts?
So we have some gifts, and I am very proud to, first of all, I want to say thank you again to Marielle and Linda. Linda, would you come forward? I have a gift for you. These are some earrings made by one of our artists. She's actually one of our housing staff as well. Gloria made them for her. So there's earrings for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Marielle, we have a gift for you as well. And I have a gift for the minister. I'm not sure where, there it is coming up right now. So I have a gift here for Minister Miller, and it is an item that I created myself. Not to brag, but I am in the Winnipeg Art Gallery with my art. You guys know what I'm talking about, mostly, some of you. But I'm very proud to be able to present this at this time to Minister Mark Miller. There's a COVID sidekick that I started doing.
This is really beautiful. I was really hoping it wasn't anything related to the edible forest. I think the media may have a follow-up question on what exactly that is, but I'm sure it's a great, I'm sure it's a good issue. We do have a gift for you on behalf of Canada. Good. It is, I'll let you open it up, but it is, it's a framed birchbark. So open it up. Absolutely. From someone of great heritage.
Get a picture with both of yours. Yeah, that's going up for sure. Yeah, thanks. Okay, I think we're ready for Linda.
What a great ceremony. Thanks for the gift and thank you for everybody for coming. And thank you so much for Mr. Miller for the wonderful announcement which will help the Red River Métis move forward. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this event. Please join me in a closing prayer. Thank you, Creator, for your goodness and faithfulness. You gave us this wonderful day to enjoy. You protect us and always provide for our needs. And for that, we are truly grateful. I ask for a special blessing for everyone here. May your love and grace continue to guide us today and in the future. As we leave here, we ask for traveling mercies until we are safely home. Be the guide in our lives and keep us safe and healthy until we meet again. Amen.
So once again, thank you everyone for coming to celebrate this big announcement. Alors merci pour avoir venu aujourd'hui pour célébrer cette grosse annonce. If you have any questions, we are going to start from left to right, and we're going to have one question and one follow-up